Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why? There's no such coaching program like my coaching program, simply because I've designed it myself. For the last 9 years that I've been a coach, I've been utilizing the same program, some tweaking, some adjustments here and there, but overall, it's a very thorough process that will create shifts in your life. And also another reason why I'm your favorite coach. And if you're just discovering me, do hit subscribe. You'll learn a lot more here than anywhere else. True story. Is because nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. 2 to 3 times per week, I rendezvous with all of my clients. My sessions are an hour long. They take place over Zoom or over a telephone call, and everything is recorded in my coaching. This is because I take an extraordinary amount of notes after each and every single one of my clients by hand. This is how I do things, old school. And also because I want for you to rewatch the session so that you can take notes, so that you can understand where you are in your progress. What you'll find is that the first time around, as you're in the session, you won't be able to absorb as much, and vice versa. I'm not absorbing as much, but on the second watch, and maybe even a third one, you will start revealing to yourself a lot more depth, if that makes any sense. You may not hear everything I say, and vice versa the first time around. So I find this process of rewatching and re-listening, especially for myself, if I'm first getting to know you, really tremendously helpful. Okay, so what I can guarantee in my coaching is that you'll definitely shift and become a better version of yourself, provided, of course, that you trust me, that you don't rebuttal me, you don't rebuttal my methods. If you could have done this on your own, you would have already done so. And please don't give me the story of I've already done the work. If you had corrected your belief system, if you were already the person that you wanted to be, your 3D would have reflected. It's just simple like that, okay? So additionally, I'd like to mention that I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me. Depending on your story, it could be 2 months is enough, or it could be more. Okay, so different no judgment there, different people, just different stories, different journeys, different mindsets, different whatever. Okay, so doesn't mean anything. It just means that you, in your case, may need more, or 2 months could be enough, or 3 months could be enough. All right, but in addition to this, I offer essentially entry-level coaching packages that are monthly audios, okay? 3 times per week, I send those to your email. The extremely educational audios that you will never hear anywhere else, not even on my channel, because these are discussions of a deeper level about manipulating energy, magic spells, remote viewing, obviously SPs, etc. But they're more like an audiobook. Okay, so this is material that will go eventually into my book, but for now, this is a really kind of like packed package with also exercises and different information that I only share in coaching one-on-one. So for those people who, for whatever reason, cannot come into coaching with me, you can enjoy those audios as well as video school. And the video school is something that essentially it's 12 videos that I send you 3 of them weekly again, that contain all the steps of my coaching program. So this is something that has done also extremely well. I've gotten fantastic feedback. I was a little bit nervous putting it out, but it's done extremely well. And again, this is for somebody who cannot come into coaching with me one-on-one, but can still derive the benefits from it. Okay, so any questions, email me directly or just pre-book. That's the best idea. Always sign the coaching agreement by hand, print your name, date it, scan it, send it to me, and let's rock and roll, and let me know when you're available for a first session. All right, so I feel the need to record this, and here's why. So a lot more people are subscribing, a lot more people are reaching out to me, so I just want to kind of like put this out there in order to sort of like get reacquainted, if you will, with a lot more people. And I do kind of advise always before coming into coaching with me that you do watch more than one video. Okay, so it's a very good idea to watch more than one video, kind of get to know my personality as well, etc., etc. So the title of this audio is going to be Why Your SP is Your Handbag. Okay. One of my kind of sayings and metaphors. I want to explain how I'm different from other coaches and how I view this whole situation of bringing back SP. Now, it may appear as though I am one of those coaches out there who's like, just kind of driving this topic home about SPs and la la la, and that's all I do. That is absolutely not the case. The only reason I started recording those videos is because of the overwhelming majority of the people that have been reaching out to me since the fucking moment I got on YouTube, it seemed like. And asked me what I thought about this and what I thought about that, and it all had to do with SPs. And it seems like this is kind of in demand, and people want this information. And I felt like a lot of the information out there is fucking crap, okay? And I was like, fine, I'll embark on this journey, but please don't misunderstand. Even though it may appear this way that I'm discussing SPs a whole lot, it's simply to serve the public, one, and two, I deal with everything in my coaching, all right? So the SP is simply a handbag to me. To you, it's the main dish right now, if you're kind of like coming aboard on this conversation and still kind of like thinking this way. But to me, it's the aftermath of you becoming a different person. And so therefore, to me, you're the situation. You are very much, all of the kind of areas of your life, I deal with them: health, money, confidence, kind of revamping your career, etc., creating new businesses. I deal with all of that. And to me, that is far more interesting than fucking SP, to be quite honest, okay? To be perfectly fucking honest. But because most people who are hung up on the SP topic don't understand that, and this is where I come in. I want to educate you, and I want to explain to you that this is how I'm different. I will not just offer you a technique and a fucking affirmation. Don't expect that. I'm a very kind of like deep tissue massage of your entire fucking life. Okay, so to me, that's a lot more precious and worth the fucking investment, all right? If you're going to spend money on a coach, I think you should come out of it like with a lot more goodies, mind you, than just your fucking SP. And not to just attract him or her back, manifest him or her back, but to keep that momentum with them, not only with them though, but in your own life. Right? So the focus in my coaching is on you. Why? Because you're the creator of your reality. And the SP is just a handbag. Okay? So don't misunderstand anything about what I'm saying when, it's like, yes, there's a lot of emphasis on SPs. There's a lot of emphasis on a lot of things. This is why, the audio material, like the subscription, is a lot more interesting for me to record. It has a lot more depth, because for the public consumption, I feel like if this is your situation, I want to explain to you, and then, when you're ready to coach with me and really come prepared to work, then, we can explore this. But if right now you're just like switching from one channel to another, you're not there yet. And so let me explain to you again why this is so important to really zero in on yourself. Because I can completely understand. I've been there. Okay, that if your heart is in pain right now, okay, if you're crying, if you're desperate, etc., etc., there's lots of people out there that will, I mean, quite frankly, nothing short of take advantage of you, right? Charge you the money and this and that, and give you an affirmation, give you whatever, the technique, this and that. They'll recite the Neville Goddard back to you like 300 million times over. And that's just copy and paste situation. And you will be back to square one before you know it, if ever leaving it. Okay. And so the reason I focus on people in my coaching, and every single one of them is a little bit shocked. Okay. I'll be honest with you, how much actually we go through, and how I'm absolutely not like, that's my last conversation with you. Not that it's not important, but you'll understand in the process of coaching with me how much of an afterthought that is. Because if you change yourself, if you start being the golden Buddha that you really are, as I like to call everybody, okay? If you become magnetic, if you become the ultimate version of yourself and start rediscovering who you really are, not only will you get that SP and keep them, but you'll revolutionize your entire fucking life. And you know what? To me, that's far more precious, far more, worthy of investment. Okay, so for those of you, like if I ask you today, right? Because some people I ask this in coaching, and in some cases I got the answer that, okay, so if I ask you in my coaching and or whatever right now, what is more important to you, your self-development or getting your SP back? And you know what? Some people will answer getting your SP back. And to them, it seems as though, right, that everything else will benefit from the SP returning. Wrong. Absolutely fucking wrong. Okay? No, it won't. Because you're depending on one fucking person who is an accessory to your life. So how much pressure are you going to put on this person, first of all, who should be off the fucking pedestal, is just a fucking person, and you're putting like kind of like administering so much importance to this one person, where they should be under your spell, under your command, under your direction, mentally and emotionally. This is how you create magic in your world. But if you think right now that, oh yes, let me just fix my romantic life with this particular person, and my business will get better, and I will lose weight, and I will be happy, and this is like so crazy to think this, by the way, because think about this. If you right now are crying without this person, right, you are depending on them. So that means all they have to do is to look at you funny or to have a bad mood one day, and your whole world will collapse all over again. Wow, that is really crazy. Rather than investing in yourself, becoming so magnetic, becoming in charge of your life, right? Calling the shots, making the money, creating the business, taking care of your fitness and health and whatever else you have to figure out and improve. And then think about if you even want this motherfucker back. Because let me tell you, parenthesis here, in some cases you might not. I've had this happen in my coaching, because from that perspective of a new because a lot of you, not for nothing, you settle, you just do. Because from the perspective of a person who thinks that, oh yeah, let me just get my SP back and everything will be, sunshine and roses. From that person's perspective, you're settling. You're settling for one person's approval, for one person's presence in your life. You're ready to sacrifice everything. If you're in that position, listen, I might not be the coach for you, because you still your expectation is that you'll come into coaching with me and that's all we work on. The idea is to work on yourself and then have anything you want. And yes, that is be included. However, okay, you might change your mind. And that is okay, because you'll become a person who's much more confident, more secure, will fix the trauma panorama in your life permanently, okay? Permanently, okay? that person will be changed. You'll crazy glue them to yourself, or another person will show up. They'll be way more worthy of you. Okay? Like worthy like no tomorrow. And you might be like, wow, yeah, this please, not that other person. No, no, thank you. That was drama to the fucking ceiling. Drama, drama, drama. Okay? And so I just want you to understand that the idea is not at all the SP. It's you, and you. Elevating yourself to a higher ground, processing the drama, trauma, panorama, which I do in my coaching, which simply means you've been through a lot. Something affected you in your life. Okay? With some people, it's literal trauma. Okay? Now, I'm not a psychologist, so if you're really in deep trouble, as far as that goes, psychologically speaking, again, not the coach for you. I can only handle so much. If you really feel like you cannot conduct yourself, in I don't know, in a responsible way during the session, and it's too overwhelming for you to do this in this capacity, where I will give you feedback, I will give you my opinion, and you can't handle that, then you're better off doing therapy. Okay, just understand that coaching is not therapy. However, after you process what you need to process and administer more importance towards yourself, and understand that perhaps during this time that you've been creating something that was unwanted, you've settled, okay? You've settled. And again, most people that come into my coaching, like 99.99%, actually scratch that 100% of the time. They're all golden Buddhas. They just don't know it. Okay, really, really don't. We're all born superstars. And so it depends on if you know it or not. And chances are you just don't. And this is why the situation happened. And so my job, quite frankly, is to show it to you, how you're selling yourself short, how you don't see what's already there, how you are made of gold. And so when you realize who you really are, that you are made of gold, that you have unlimited potential, that you're focusing on the handbag versus the castle that is you, your empire, and how much fucking sense that doesn't make, then that's a conversation worth having. And because I'm looking to shift your perspective for life, I'm looking to change your life, not just to bring your SP. I mean, I understand the importance of that. I'm not trying to minimize it. I understand that it is very important. But if you are prioritizing this over your own needs, over your own sanity, over your own whatever, your well-being, forget it. Therein lies the fucking problem. So it might seem, again, and if you're watching YouTube, good luck. You got to go with what resonates. And don't believe people that, tell you these like fucking stories about like, here's a technique and it will work and you're done. No way. It has to do, and go watch my video previous to that, audio/video about black magic versus white magic. Okay, you're born to be a white magician, meaning manipulating energy in a benevolent way to create the outcomes that you want. And that's what I teach people. After you process the drama, trauma, panorama, after you've dealt with your beliefs, etc., we embark on this journey of creating things. Okay, and there's not such a technique under the fucking sun like you. You are the technique. Your energy is the technique. Your energy is actually made of magic. If you can like literally download this shit and understand that, you will arrive at this conclusion that I arrived at many, many years ago, when I myself was having relationship problems and I myself was lost in the middle of whatever. And back then, I wasn't watching YouTube. I don't think there was YouTube back then, actually. And I was just completely lost and depressed and anxious, and the same things that basically all of you have, more or less. All right. I recognize myself in the past in almost all of my clients. There's a little piece of me from the past in all of you guys. All right, so I can totally understand, but please understand from the point of view of somebody who's been there and who fucking suffered, and I get it. It's all very, seems like that's the most important thing, but it really fucking isn't. And when you really arrive to this understanding, I promise you, your reality will shift dramatically. Dramatically. You will not recognize who you were just a few months ago, okay, after my coaching. Like, if you'll allow me, okay, if you'll be receptive, if you'll be kind of like wanting to work on these things and trust that I know exactly what I'm doing. I've done this many times fucking over, thousands of times. I don't even know how many times, actually. So that is the deal. And your life in the process will enrich to such a degree that, again, you will not recognize yourself. And you will wonder why on earth you were so, anxious, so depressed, so lonely, in quotations, and all this kind of stuff. You're never alone, first of all. Okay, you have the whole fucking universe at your fingertips. How the fuck can you be lonely or alone? And I don't mean people, okay, but just anybody. You want to get what you want, exactly what you want. Settling and selling yourself short and being needy and anxious and kind of like desperate, that is not for you. Understand that when you go that route, you find more drama. And that, come on, how much more drama can you have in your life? If you understood who you really are, you would not accept any fucking drama in your life, period. You would not accept mistreatment. You would not accept abuse from anybody, certainly not. You would know when your boundaries are crossed. You would feel some type of way and be like, fuck this shit. Okay? If you felt less than, or if somebody treated you like less than, and if you felt like, you're stepping over your own situation, your own preferences, you would be like, fuck that. I'm not playing this game like this. I'm playing this game by my rules. And so, again, if you're in a situation that you don't have something, number one, you did create it. Okay, there's no denying it. You created it for a very good reason, to realize that you're the very thing I'm telling you right now. You are not putting the importance on yourself. You're putting an importance somewhere that it never belonged. Never belonged, never will belong. This is why the whole shit is out of whack. Okay? Rather than paying attention to yourself, what makes you happy, how you want to grow as a person, you're paying attention to one person. Okay? Out of the entirety of the universe, you're paying attention to one person because this means more to you than your own happiness. And parenthesis here, I'm not saying this that in a narcissistic way, like you should be only kind of like worrying about your happiness and nobody else's. And I'm not saying either that this person is not included into your happiness. However, and this is a huge however, and if you can hear this loud and clear, you will understand how this actually works. You should be happy without this person. You should completely accept yourself for exactly who you are, understand your worth, understand you're like nobody out there. Yes, with your faults and with your trauma, drama, panorama, and all. Accept it all and value that. And be happy with exactly who you are. And then you can have that SP in the blink of a fucking eye. Okay? It doesn't work the other way around. So if you're constantly worrying about them and their happiness without accepting yourself, too worried about what they think and as if they have their own fucking will, okay? Free will is optional. You giving them free will is giving away your power. Okay, that's what the fuck is happening. Because they have no free will, you're giving them power of your own, handing it over just like that, like free candy. Here you go, like free champagne, free Dom Perignon or whatever it is. And you're going, here, have a party without me over there. No way. That's exactly what's wrong with the picture. You need to completely take it all back and be like, if you are in my reality, you're depending on me. And if that is so, and it is, it is up to me what you think about me, how you conduct yourself, etc., etc. But that is because I know exactly who I am. I know I'm the ruler of my reality. I know I'm the king or queen of my world. And in my world, shit happens by my rules. And you can only come with that certainty, with that confidence, if you truly love yourself. And if you are happy no matter what the fuck happens, no matter what they tell you, no matter how they look at you, what they say, what they don't say, all of this is changeable, is my point. But you have to start with you and build yourself up from ground up, and then administer the roles to everybody else, including your SP. So your happiness cannot depend on them. The other way around, their happiness depends on you. Okay? That's the deal. And it's not in a narcissistic way. This is simply about taking back the power into your hands and realizing that if you are creating this anyway, you might as well create the whole shebang by your own rules, not somebody else's, not giving away the power to somebody else and waiting for them to do right by you. It ain't happening anytime soon, okay? Why? Because they're not the God of your reality. And you're making them a God of your reality. And that's the most irresponsible thing that you can fucking do in your life. Are you listening, class? Okay? You're the ruler of your reality, so you need to get off your ass and work on yourself so that you can command with more confidence, create with more confidence, and thus creating exactly what you want, the outcomes that you want, the versions that you want, etc., etc. But if they have such power over you that you yourself gave away, okay, you're under your own power, but just kind of like in a very weird reverse way, okay? If you're under their spell versus they're under yours, forget it. You got to reverse that shit. You got to reverse engineer that. And that is what I help people understand. So if you feel like they're, I can't stop thinking about them and, all these things, like I'm desperate and I'm crying, right, you gave away your power. It's time to take it back. There's only one power in the universe, and that is yours. So in effect, it's just like I said, you're under your own power, but it's borrowed. It's time to take it the fuck back and give people back their bullshit, okay? If they, did something by you that wasn't right, and reclaim your status, like completely reclaim the status of Golden Buddha. Otherwise, seriously, good luck. And I'm sure there are other people that will convince you of the importance of affirmations and imaginary scenes and blah, blah, blah. Fuck that shit. It doesn't work if you don't work on yourself. And if you do work on yourself, you know what? Your decision is all that's necessary, okay? And you will see how simple it is to actually, simple and easy, okay, to manifest once you get to know yourself, once you get to know your energy, once you get to know your power. When you stop giving the power away and you become in control of what happens right here, right now. If you're giving away control, then don't wait for any results, okay, that are pleasing to you, that is. That's the only way to play the game. This is the only way that you will achieve the results that you really say you want. No other way, okay? Thank you very much for listening. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.